Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus your video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for 8/27/2025, we'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, etc. Shout out, everyone. Good to see you this morning. Hope you've been having a good week. We're in the middle of the week, which is nice. Getting closer to the end, and I guess it's a holiday weekend too, which is pretty awesome. Which, yeah, I forgot about that. On top of it being my birthday Saturday, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, what do we start with? Let's go to what I've been playing. Let me pull that up. Oh, I totally forgot to add the thing. You know how it is. Okay, here we go. So, to start at the top here, Gears of War Reloaded. This just dropped, so this is very interesting because this is yet another. I want to say there was already a Gears of War remastered. I don't know, another different versions that they've come out. But the interesting thing with this one is this is the multi-platform one. So this is the one that's going on PlayStation 5. Would we see a Switch version? I think so. Anyway, I jumped in to play it. It's very interesting how the graphics are really not that great. And I mean, not that they're bad, but it just looks like the older graphics just able to keep up with modern resolutions. So, the textures, everything you look closely is not, which again shouldn't really matter. In fact, I think companies should be focusing on this anyway. I think the difference is this is like the third or fourth version of this game. And this is supposed to be sort of an Xbox staple. So you would think they would try to come out of the gate with some high-end graphics, but not really. Not really. It's weird that it says I played for 5 hours. Hey, Jim Killix, good to see you. I don't think I played for 5 hours. That could have been, I think I did pause the game to do something. Maybe that could have been it. Unless this is actually adding in. Yeah, there's 5 just seems like way too much. That's weird. Also, what I did yesterday, and this seems more realistic, Shinobi. Yeah, because Gears of War Reloaded, I think I've just played one level. Yeah, 5 hours. There's definitely something going on there. You know what? That reminds me. So yesterday I had first loaded it on PC to see how it looked, and I didn't really play it too much. And then I played it in the living room on the Xbox. When I loaded it on the Xbox, it says this is currently being played on another machine. And then I looked at my PC and nothing's being played. So I wonder if it's a bug with the Xbox app or something. So that's interesting to kind of keep in mind. All right, Demon's Tilt. I just played this for a little bit. It was just because I really didn't play that much yesterday, but because I also wasn't really, I guess, really in the mood to really play. So this Demon's Tilt is like a good passive chill play game, get some scoring done. Yeah, it just popped up. And then Shinobi, Art of Vengeance. This is the one, it says I played for an hour and 21 minutes, and that is very accurate. This 5 hours of Gears of War Reloaded, that was probably 30 minutes. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance is awesome. It seems to combine the best of all. I would say it's like a good combination of all, like maybe modern 2D action games. Bye, guys. See ya. Like in terms of like the way it moves, the way the graphics are, the level design, how it's almost stage based, but it's also open ended. So you'll go through and play a section, but it treats it as a level. When it's done, it'll say stage complete. These are all the secrets you got. This is other things you could get. But then you can just keep going and continue in the game, or you could go back to the level and even choose different checkpoints in the level. Now, this is something Ninja Gaiden Ragebound added after the fact. It was actually a recent update. I forgot if I talked about it on here or was just in the Discord. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound now has a new, there's an update where there's checkpoints. You could start at checkpoints, so you can like work on hunting secrets, because before. And the main thing that I thought would keep me from playing through the levels again is, in order to safely get to where you need to, you have to have memorized the enemy encounters in Ninja Gaiden so that you can get to where you need to with enough health, life, whatever. They changed it now where you can do it by checkpoint. Anyway, Shinobi has that built in. And also the other thing I talked about with the artwork. The artwork in Shinobi is amazing. It's hand-drawn animation. The artwork in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, it's amazing, but it's pixel art. So I feel like you almost can't compare the two because they're both doing two different things, and I like them both for what they're doing. So anyway, playing Shinobi, I love the combat. I love it better than Ninja Gaiden because where Ninja Gaiden, you had to use a certain attack on a certain colored flashing enemy to then use a specific attack on another certain, like you had to kind of frame it that way. With Shinobi, it's more of you have a whole bunch of weapons to choose from, but some are only available at certain times. So you kind of need to go through and, like, here's another way to explain it. The Spider-Man PS4 game, you know how it's like there's enemies around, you could fight, and then you could choose all the different weapons of how you want to play? Let's say if it was Ninja Gaiden, and you're playing Spider-Man, hopefully this isn't confusing, when you would go to choose what other weapons you want to use for the fight, you would only be able to use your certain things for certain enemies. And it's like, oh, well, I'm fighting this guy, so I can only do this. Whereas if the Spider-Man game was based on the Shinobi combat system, it's just like traditional Spider-Man, where you're in a combat center. It's like, okay, what can I use? Oh, I have enough of this. I can do this. Or if I start doing this, then I can. So there's like more dynamism with the combat mechanics that you can have as you're going through the combat. The one I really love is how enemies have their own sort of gauge or bar under their health bar. I'm trying to equate it to a Sekiro, but I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it builds up, and once it's up to the top, you can do a finisher on them. The finisher gets you health and kunai, so you can play strategically to make sure that you're ending up with a finisher on these enemies to get back health or items based on what you use to fight them with. It's easier than Ninja Gaiden, but I think that has to do with timing and memorization. Ninja Gaiden is about memorizing the level patterns and then timing your hits right. Shinobi is just more about surviving the encounters. And I feel like I get hit so much in Shinobi. I got hit and I die a lot in Shinobi. But I feel like when you do, you understand how to get through that and then get to the next part. Bosses in Shinobi. Bosses are so far just as fun as they are in Ninja Gaiden. I think in Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound did an amazing job with the bosses. Every boss was so fun and would require maybe one boss or two bosses in Ninja Gaiden I beat on the first try, but it mostly required repetition, understanding the patterns. And Shinobi was like that. I've beat maybe two bosses, and I want to say on each of them I did die and have to start over. Okay, there's the morning sneeze. But the way that they do it in both Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi is when you die, you start right back at the beginning. It's funny. Every day I get an invitation from a guy named NeoX123 to play Minecraft on Xbox. I don't. It's nice, but you know. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So back to Shinobi, the bosses. Yeah, there was some the bosses, and that's what's cool compared to Ninja Gaiden, is in Shinobi, when I'm fighting a boss, it's like I have to manage my abilities and use them at the right time. Whereas in Ninja Gaiden, it's more of you just dodge and attack until the either blue or pink ability appears that you have to hit, and then hit the boss with that. So it's more of a waiting game to do the one thing you can do to fight the boss. Again, Shinobi is different. There's multiple things you have to do. Like this one attack I just got recently, it's a charge attack where you can charge up your fist, and that allows you to break shields and stuff. So there's a boss with a shield. Once you have to break it, but once you break it, then it's about, okay, I got to dodge these different attacks, and I got to do other attacks to then build up my gauges of using different attacks. And then the shield will go up. You got to break it again, and then so I got to say I really enjoy Shinobi a whole ton, the whole time. Hey Jed Kill X, Demon's Tilt looks like a spiritual successor to Devil's Crush, and that is exactly what it is, and it's actually why I bought it. I remember when I first saw Demon's Tilt, like being, and there's another one too. I forget the name. I'll have to look that up. But when I first saw it, it might be Alien something, like Alien Crush, but it's like, anyway. Actually, let me search real quick just in case, because that's gonna bother me if I don't. Is it Alien something? Because it might not be. Sorry, I'm kind of sniffling. Anyway, yeah, it's just another pinball game that's made in the same vein. But anyway, that's exactly why I bought it. And speaking of Devil's Crush, I have the vinyl soundtrack, which is pretty crazy. Here's a guy in Ragebound needed a bit of updates. It did, yeah. Bless you, thank you. Okay. So, yeah, as for my gaming yesterday, a little bit of Reloaded, a little bit of Demon's Tilt, but, with what I played with Shinobi, I'm loving Shinobi. Great game. Okay. Let's jump into some news. Play Acclaim showcase set for September 10th, featuring surprise exclusive content and announcements. Acclaim, huh? I bet you guys haven't heard of Acclaim in a long time. So yeah, the showcase is September 10th at 11 a.m. Pacific, which will reveal new surprises, blah, blah, blah. We're here to take the energy and chaos that made Acclaim unforgettable and channel it into something new. The old screens are cracking, and what's coming through is something exciting and different. So very neat. I don't know what to expect. Acclaim back in the Genesis, Super Nintendo days, there's so many cool games that came out of them, but I'm wondering, they were just showing the Terminator 2. Didn't they even do Turok at first? There's a bunch of different things, so I don't know what to expect from them. One thing is, if we're seeing games being shown here, is this just because they have the right to show them? Or are they going to have a bunch of re-releases of older games? Because someone's saying most of their good stuff was collaborations and licensed stuff. That's why I find it very interesting what they would do. They got nothing from the old company unless they license titles from Throwback. If this is a good home for indie developers with a chance, the snowboarding game looks fun. There's a chance that they bought the NBA Jam IP off the Liquid Media Group. Oh, worth noting, NBA Jam name might still belong to EA. Okay. Wow, it's cool in the comments here on this website on Gematsu. Some of the information people have. I'm guessing that the games on the screen at the end of the teaser trailer are Acclaim's upcoming titles, given that they all appeared to be widescreen and look new. Oh. Okay, so, I don't think they're actually really widescreen. It looks like they're cut off at the top and bottom. But I understand what they're saying, and that's pretty cool. Okay, I noticed MK2, Genesis, T2, Arcade. That's what I saw. NBA Jam, Double Dragon 3 still. So what they could be doing is, I wonder if they maybe have the rights of the Genesis version of this or Super Nintendo version of this they can release, and not that it's like a new version or anything. Anyway, really cool in the comments, people having some neat ideas. Excited to see what they come up with. Skate launches in early access on September 16th. So this is just to keep me updated. I'm interested in playing Skate. Not interested in early access. I think we talked about that recently, right? Where even a publisher was saying how early access kind of hurts games. Okay, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater reveals Guy Savage. Nightmare Mode developed by Platinum Games. Okay. The Guy Savage Nightmare Mode for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater will return and remake Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Konami announced. The mode is developed by Metal Gear Rising Revengeance studio Platinum Games. Okay. During gameplay or clear the entire story mode to unlock it as trigger the nightmare sequence during gameplay or clear the entire story mode to unlock it as a bonus mode. Man. And so this drops tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of like early release. Yeah, it still says pre-order, still says 28th. I'm very interested in playing this game. But now knowing that there's a platinum developed action title on top of it, seems to be pretty intriguing. Uh, uh, Platinum's doing the Ninja Gaiden 4 also that's coming out soon. I hope this is a return to form for Platinum, because I feel like they kind of went into IP territory and then just kind of drifted off. So anyway, that sounds interesting. Okay. Okay, Bounty Star, The Morose Tale of Graveyard Clem. It's quite the name, and really the only reason I clicked on this was because it looks like someone is sitting on a mech. And it's an over-the-shoulder 3D action game. And I'm like, okay, a mech game, Annapurna Interactive? Okay, I just saw something I didn't want to see. It looks like the character is tending to a farm. What is this? What are we getting into here?
Throughout the experience, the players will obtain all kinds of exciting mech weapons.
Yeah, they're talking about customization
in the scarce and dangerous world in which self-sustaining ways.
So it looks like it's a survival game, but you run around in a mech, which
as a gameplay experience,
that could be cool. Adventure, action, adventure, mechs, fantasy, single player. Okay. I'm gonna add this to my wish list. I'm gonna keep an eye out for this. I gotta check something. Did I scratch myself? Yeah, there's this little right there. I've been feeling it all day. I guess it's not as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I gotta keep an eye out for this. It's a single player game in a mech, but because it is like a survival like, and this shouldn't matter, but it's a mix of it's a survival like and it stars a girl character, which again, I don't care if something stars a girl character, but that mix of and I said survival like, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said a survival game. A survival like would be like a Vampire Survivors. This is more of a survival, but it doesn't say it in the tags, although they are user defined tags. See, like you make food, unless it's as basic as maybe Breath of the Wild. So we'll see. Oh, you saw an announcement trailer for that too. Ooh, maybe we get a Revengeance 2 out of that. I think you're onto something, Jim Kellex. I think you're onto something. If Platinum is actively working on some little mini game in Metal Gear Solid Delta, that sets them up for already working to maybe be working on something bigger, and that's like a little proof of concept. That's a really good point. Okay. Wild Blue extended gameplay. So this looks pretty cool, guys. This is pretty much a modern, let me get to the action, a modern Star Fox. I know that's what we've been wanting. It is really just intended to just release another Star Fox game with the high production values of a Donkey Kong Bonanza. And yeah, looks cool. I mean, there's been a few games that have come out that have that sort of same gameplay, but when you play them, they tend to not really be fully realized or have that production value that you would get out of a Star Fox. So I'm hoping, they kind of fix that here. Okay. So there's that. Okay, this is interesting. Atari acquires rights to Ubisoft's Cold Fear, I Am Alive, Child of Eden, Grow Home, and Grow Up. So that's pretty interesting. I haven't played all of these. If I remember correctly, I think I might have played some Cold Fear. I don't remember exactly though. Because there was PsyOps, which is another like one of those games that needs to get released at 2004. Yeah. Wait, Dreamcast. Oh, Dream List. I was about to say that wasn't on Dreamcast. And that's what I was thinking when I first saw that. So Grow Home and Grow Up, very interesting. I've played a lot of Grow. One of them, actually, if I type it in here, and I had fun with it. Grow Up says I played about 4 hours, potentially more, because we don't know how. And it says visit all biomes, but only one achievement. So it could have been where I was really playing it on PC. See how it says Xbox One, but it has the Ubisoft app. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I could just exit this. Okay. So anyway, this is cool because I like the idea of games that are just not available to play and companies snatch them up. In fact, there's a game called Biometal. I talked about it here recently on the SNES. It's a shooter. It's a shmup. It doesn't have any modern release. So I actually reached out to the owner of the IP and said, this is something I would be happy to, I've never published a game before, but it's like, if I can get, hey, can I get the rights to publish this? And they're like, we're not seeking to publish this game at this time. And I was like, that's too bad. Because I'd love to do something like that. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Sonic Racing Crossworlds open network test preload available. Let's look at that real quick. I don't think this is going to work. I was able to download Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Let's press play. It's probably going to say, "Hey, you can't do this. What do you think you're doing?" No one said that you could do this. You're going against all the rules. Or am I? Well, I feel like this is pretty amazing, actually, that even if I can't play the game, I'm launching it. Okay, that's... And it might say, hey, network test isn't yet. But then, if it lets me play... Wow, it has very low volume. I have to, turn mine up all the way. That Sonic music. Stop, you have violated the law. Okay, if I'm logging into network. There we go. Oh, the tease. But you can hear the music. Okay, so basically, Friday is when this is going to be available to play. I'm excited. I've played every Sonic Racing game. Beat them. I really love what I'm seeing with this new one. And I find it funny that I think the racing game has seen a resurgence in some way where it's like, when I got the Switch 2, I'm playing Mario Kart, I'm playing Fast Fusion, I'm excited about the Kirby game, and then this Sonic racing game, and then I was playing that 80s Overdrive racing game. So I find it very interesting how, and it's not just me, even though I feel like through me, I'm seeing a resurgence of wanting to play racing games, but it seems like in general, it's like that. Okay. What else? Okay, this week's Arcade Archives. If you guys aren't familiar with the Arcade Archives, they show up a lot on multiple consoles. Usually it's a game that could be between $8. It could be up to $20, but it's usually like an older game that's re-released. This one apparently is an early title from the Double Dragon developer Technos Japan. And it's called... what is it called? I don't know why I'm not seeing the name of it. But you're a chicken, and there's eggs or so. I don't know what you are. It doesn't look like something I'm gonna play. Scrambled egg. There we go. But it came out in 1983, the year I was born. So there is something to this that is intriguing, but there we go. It's just like a version of Pac-Man. So it's like you hatch the eggs and then you have to shoot the chicken. Huh. I'm sure this is the one that, $7.99. The last gen Nintendo Switch and PS4 versions will reportedly cost $7.99, while the Switch 2 series and PS5 will be $9.99 and will come with a bonus time attack mode. I find that very strange. For such a simple game, why have multiple versions come out? I am also a big proponent of how long can we cross-release games on Switch and PS4, even Xbox One. I was looking that up yesterday, and it was really cool. Not realizing how many games out on Xbox Series also work on an Xbox One. So I really like that. And that's why I'm excited for the future, where you can play any game anywhere. It doesn't matter. No sound. Yeah, there might have not been sound on that one. I don't know. But anyway, okay, here's this other hey Chad, I just realized that was you. Good to see you. So here's the other one. This is dropping tomorrow. I don't know if it's later today. This is the upgrade pack for Kirby and the Forgotten Land on Nintendo Switch 2. So this is a game that I've already owned, and it's actually really fun. But what you're doing is you're paying $20 to get more levels that are only on Switch 2, which, okay. But also, it gives it the performance boost, which it needs. For anyone out there, if you're curious and you have a Switch 2 and you play Kirby and the Forgotten Land, it looks really, really bad. It's shockingly bad. And I remember talking about being like, what? Yeah, no one's talking about this. And then there's, what's his name? I feel so bad. Anyway, there's this YouTuber that I've been following, and while he's really cool, I think sometimes he just repeats himself over and over and over, but he's really positive. Or at least he pushes back on negativity. Anyway, even he was saying that he tried this on his Switch 2 and it looked horrible. It does. Think of like an old LCD TV that has the ghosting. The resolution of this Kirby game is so low that on a Switch 2, it has to almost create fake not frame, because that's the whole other thing. Almost like it's an upscaling, but it's like not a good upscaling. It's like a stretched upscaling. And then the frame rate part. The frame rate, it's trying to, I don't know, automatically fill in the frames. I don't know, but it looks bad. Not just like, oh, that doesn't look that great. No, it actually looks really bad. So what was interesting is I was watching this review, and yeah, it's IGN, but hey, I want to get all sources. And what I found, what was interesting was that the update has some welcome but inessential performance improvements. And that is very, very inaccurate. And it's funny because this reviewer's like, well, I reviewed this game 3 years ago and I think it's really good, so there's not much to say here. But the performance improvements are essential. In my opinion, if you're going to play this game and you don't own it, unfortunately, you'll have to buy the $80 version. That seems so expensive. Even though it is a fun game and there's a lot to it. If I didn't already own this on Switch 1 and only have to pay $20 for the upgrade, I would not spend $80. It's kind of weird, I think. $80 or $70, I'm pretty sure it's the full price. So let's say I wanted to get it on the Switch 2. $79.99. I think that's pretty crazy, because then if I want it on the original Switch, $59.99. And I get it, $20 for the upgrade, but I really think the performance. So this is something Nintendo shouldn't get away with. They're essentially charging $20 for the performance improvements on this Kirby game, and and they did that with the others too. The way the Zelda games look on a Switch too, my gosh, it's so much better. But having to pay the extra, that's why I don't feel so bad that I downloaded and emulated these games like Zelda, Metroid. I mean, eventually ended up buying them, but just to check it out to see, you know. Let's see. Jim Cox, they put out ports of Metamorphic Force, Mazinger Z, and Mystic Warriors. Oh, and who is this exactly? Was this the one we were talking about previously? And Jim Cox, I'll be getting this for the new story content, but the performance boost should always be a free update. Yeah, it should be. But that also tells me that it's going to look really good. I mean, it looks. You got to see a game like this. It's more cartoony.
Buy the Switch 2 version.
You got to see it in person, but even watching this compressed YouTube video looks so much better than what I was looking on my Switch. Like, I was even thinking I'm just going to play for a while to get used to it before the update. And I was like, no, it looks like crap. Oh, Arcade Archives. Okay. Huh. Let me... Metamorphic Force Arcade. Let me look that up because I have missed a lot of these. Wow. Okay. When did this one come out? Wow, October. See, there's a lot that came out October of last year or end of last year that I completely... Interesting. So, who made this originally? Konami. Okay. So yeah, most of these end up being either Konami or Namco games. Cuz I don't know how I've played this then before. Or maybe I haven't. I mean, it looks like something I've played before. And then let me check out the other one. Oh. Mazinger. Okay, so this one's $14.99. Ooh. This one is a vertical shmup. Well, that was 2023. Well, thank you, JamKillX. Vertical shmup, that's my thing. Is it out on any other platform, or is it... Okay, it is PlayStation Store, but I'd probably still just get it on Switch. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely my thing. So thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, well, we're at time. I'm going to get going. Yeah, no gameplay for today, but maybe there will be some for tomorrow and Friday as new games drop. Later today, the game I'll probably be playing is Shinobi, just kind of going through more of that because that's been a lot of fun. But thanks for watching. I'll be back with some more tomorrow. So have a good one. See y'all.